Good morning, everyone. Rise and shine with Global Entertainment News Morning Buzz. I am your host, Busola, ready to kickstart your day with fresh news and story. And right here with me, bringing our host back to the studio is
Bella.
Let's dive into today's headline, fresh from the nation and independent news. Top story from the nation. Over 250,000 Nigerians living as refugees in Libya, Cameroon, South Sudan, others. Nigeria has over 250,000 refugees in Libya, South Sudan, Cameroon, Chad, Niger, and other parts of the world. Conversely, at least 135,000 refugees live in Nigeria. Out of the 250,000 Nigerian refugees, 125,000 are residents in Cameroon. The National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons (NCFRMI) gave the figures yesterday after a roadblock in Abuja to commemorate 2025 World Refugee Day. The Federal Commissioner of the Commission, Tijani Ahmed, who revealed that the federal government has set up a committee to look into a United States that might lead to the deportation of some Nigerians, said, "We have a lot of refugees in Nigeria and outside Nigeria. In Nigeria today, we are hosting no less than 135,000 refugees. We also have no less than 250,000 Nigerian refugees living in other parts of the world."
Oh, I would say that this is the result you get when you wanted to migrate to a certain country without a proper planning. There are various of Nigerians that's hoping that no matter the amount of money they get, while some people with money that when you ask them how much is for migration to leave the Nigerian to other country, they will tell you that 35 million and above is going to cost as just not to be caught and deported back to Nigeria. Instead of all this hide and seeking stuff, why don't you just prepare yourself well and then
Go
try
to the
to
right route.
go through the right way and then leave Nigeria in a peaceful way instead of getting there and then trying to hide from the officers and not to be caught and be deported. It's a sad one.
Yeah, and that's very dangerous. All right, let's move on to the next top story. Governors agree to curb food, livestock distribution orders. The Nigerian Governors Forum (NGF) has resolved to collaborate on ways to dismantle existing hurdles to the easy transportation of food and livestock across the country. The hurdles include unauthorized checkpoints, illegal taxation, and poor infrastructure. NGF noted that the hiccups contribute to high food inflation and a poor food supply chain. Members of the forum decided on the move at a meeting on Wednesday night in Abuja. National Security Adviser (NSA) Nuhu Ribadu and three ministers Abubakar Badaru (Defense), Mohammed Abubakar (Agriculture and Livestock Development), and Saidu Akali (Transportation) attended the meeting. According to a communique after the meeting, the forum also expressed concerns over the non-fulfillment of funding pledged by the World Bank under the Nigerian Community Action Recovery and Economic Stimulus (NG CARES). The communique was signed by the NGF chairman and governor of Kwara State Abdulrahman Abdulrazak. It reads, we, we members of the Nigeria Governors Forum (NGF) at our meeting held today Wednesday deliberate on issues affecting the countries.
This is how will I even put it? This is a matter arising that needed to be looked into a long time ago. It's not just now because right now, if there is any truck or any trailer that is transporting food and livestock to other nearby states, you're going to even a normal driver that is driving on the road just between family traveling or and all that, you are going to find out that it's a lot of checkpoints and taxation on that, to the point that even the armies are already on the road taxing drivers and all that. And then you must not drop money less than 15 naira. You must drop something. Even that 15 naira, they will not even accept it from you. They are going to tell what are they supposed to. So from 200 to 500 naira above, you needed to drop that amount, and it's really sad. So we that you that is just traveling and then you already seeing the amount that the driver is spending, You can now imagine on those that is actually traveling with a livestock. I know there are others taxes on the road when it comes to road using and all that revenue people that collected money on the road, but it has become to the point of there are so many others that are on the road. Apart from the revenue that you have to pay money to, you still have to pay money to the police, the army, and all that are on the road. And then when it gets to that very state, the food hike, and then everything inflated to the point that some people can't even afford it, and that is really sad. I was thinking that this should have been done a long time ago, but right now it's just coming up with the word that they have to start tackling. It's something that's supposed to be done.
Let me say this is Nigeria. If something has not get to an highest point, they don't look to it. They don't look into it. They don't give solutions. Imagine recent, okay, some people transporting goods from God knows where. Custom will collect their own, different police officer, not to talk of them reaching that particular point they are transporting the goods to. Okay, how do you expect them not to add money to their this, because they will also want to sell, they also want to have their own price. So that's just it. If things are not at the highest point, Nigeria don't look for solution, they don't look to it, rather they turn a blind eye to it. All right, let's move on. Is launch 2.0 pushes for gender equality policy action. With a call to dismantle harmful gender stereotypes and embed equality into national and local policy. The second outdoor edition of Eve Lounge, a woman-focused advocacy program on Crest 91.1 FM, took place in Ibadan, Oyo State, under the theme Breaking Barriers Together. The event brought together thought leaders, policy advocates, and gender equality champions to confront structural inequality and drives conversations toward inclusive solutions. Discussions range from redefining masculinity to the need for institutional support and legislative backing for gender-focused initiatives. Communications expert Osoniyi, one of the panelists, challenged women to reject limiting beliefs and become agents of change. Women must stop telling each other they can't. We need to break that myth that boys are better and girls should be weak. It begins with self-belief and awareness, she said.
Well, I would say that talking about gender equality, it's not as if there is no gender equality. A man and a woman that decided to get married, they become one in the word of God. But talking about gender equality, what is really a gender equality? A gender equality is not by the fact that what a man can do,
A
a
woman
woman
can
can
do
do better.
better.
Because some people are wanting to push towards that idea and say that what a man can do, a woman can do better. There are some work that a man will be doing and a woman is not
Cannot do it.
allowed. The field of work, it's not about trying to push this narrative and then trying to make the men feel like they are not doing their best. This thing is becoming into another level. We are not saying that there should not be anything gender equality, but the way they wanted to push it, they wanted to put behind the men, the boy's child, and then makes them wanted to feel like, okay, let the women be a superior. Women are going to be we are going to lead in our own way when the women are already working, breaking some barriers, and then in the government house women are there, in the healthcare women are there. But when it comes to mining and all that, the
It's for
real
men.
healthy work that needed to be done,
It's for men.
they hardly are employed. So we have to give the rest the
The
leadership,
room.
the roles that belongs to men and the roles that belongs to women. If you wanted to push the, then we just have to assume the fact that okay, women are so powerful to the point that they can actually lift, let me say, a bag of rice all by themselves. I know
Some women can do that.
there are going to be one that says some women can do that, but
Yeah.
out of 100% of it, it's only come with a 10%, and men are still doing more. So let's not just focus on the idea of inequality to come and then try to dispute or brainwash some women to think that they are more superior than men when you have to put where the leader started from to where the leader has to be.
Yeah.
There are roles for women and there are more roles
Rules
for
for
men
men.
to play.
Yeah,
A
true.
woman cannot play both sides of being a mother and also a father. It's going to end in most disaster, or the
Yeah.
children going to think that their father is a deadbeat and then they can. That is really sad.
Yeah, true. All right, let's move to today's top story from the Independent. Governors, Nigerian government agree to dismantle illegal roadblocks, eliminate multiple taxes to ease hardship. In a major move aimed at curbing rising inflation and easing economic hardship, Nigeria's 36 state governors have reached a consensus with the federal government to dismantle illegal roadblocks and eliminate multiple unauthorized taxes across the country. The resolution was reached during a crucial meeting of the Nigerian Governors Forum held on Wednesday in Abuja, which extended into an early hour of Thursday. The meeting, which drew widespread attention, focused primarily on the soaring cost of living, with particular emphasis on escalating food and transportation prices. According to the governors, the proliferation of illegal checkpoints and overlapping levies have severely disrupted the movement of goods, especially foodstuffs and livestock.
This is what we have been said in the nation,
It's
that
just one.
this is thing has to be have done a long time ago, not just now that
Now,
they have to come out and say that they wanted to come back. There's a whole lot of checkpoints. The legal ones and the illegal ones are all on the roadside collecting taxes because they put on the fake uniform. You don't even know which one is the real security personnel of Nigeria because all of them pretended they have the uniform. And then you were wondering, where did they even get all those
uniforms
uniform
from.
from? And then to the point that they are standing on the road extracting money from the road users. That is really, really sad. It's not now they have to be talking about it. It has been a long time ago that they should have been talking about this.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Two killed, two wounded, and two others abducted in alleged court war. The situation is still as in an incident that happened on Thursday night, during which two people were killed and two others were wounded, in comparison with two other people were allegedly abducted in Oko, Orumba North Local Council. Police said it is acting on necessary information from some eyewitness for the possible arrest of the armed hoodlums. According to a statement by the police public relations officer in Anambra State, Ikege Tochukwu, a superintendent of police operative led by the area commander Agu Atta, complemented by the Joint Security Force comprising the Army, Navy, Civil Defense and Vigilantes. Operatives have taken over the scene of the two separated incidents of the alleged court-related shooting by 8:40 p.m. on 19th June 2025 at the Total Junction and Tipa Junction in Oko, Orumba North.
Well, this cause of a thing has been something that's lived with Nigeria for a decade.
Very
Even
long
before
time.
I was even born, self court has been existing in Nigeria and in various schools as well. But it's becoming getting out of hand. That most we are still not growing out of it. Instead, we are getting deep into it to the point that even when they are, you thought that this thing was something that used to be in the university levels that time, that it was just between the school. But to this point now, even those that have actually left the school are coming into the community and then forming all different
Different
type of
groups.
group, and then it's affecting the mental health of the youth and those that are still young that are coming up, and then in the next thing they are being initiated into some kind of a cult group that they don't even know. Some are even aware, and then they feels like this thing give them power, which it doesn't even give them a single power to even, they are not, it's not even contributing anything positive to the country. Instead, it's taking life away, life that meant to do something great tomorrow. You sacrifice yourself all in the name that you wanted to be feared, you wanted to be in a court, you wanted to be notorious, and at that point you are into hard drug and then consuming your livers and heart and all that, into all because you are into the wrong part of the life. That is not supposed to be. It's really saddening. If we in the big 2025, we shouldn't be hearing the word of courts attacking and then killing people and then the other being adopted. No, if we are fighting insecurity, we shouldn't be fighting about
Court.
young men or old men fighting themselves because of court rival and all that.
Exactly. Sometimes I sit down and think that this court is like, do they gain anything? It's not as if they are being given money. It's not as if there is food there. It's not as if there is power there. Rather, you be killed. You waste your life mercilessly. I just wish the government could look into this. We can't be fighting insecurity, fighting a lot of things in the country, and still add cops to the agenda also. Okay, let's move on. Benue killings. Obi picks O in Tinubu visit, says it lacked empathy. Peter Obi, the Labour Party presidential candidate in the 2023 election, has criticized President Bola Tinubu's recent visit to Benue State, describing it as lacking the solemnity and empathy that should define a condolence visit to victims of mass killings. Obi said the visit, rather than offering comfort to grieving families, looked took on the air of a political rally, complete with fanfares and celebration. The LP standard-bearer in 2023 election also fought Benue State Governor Reverend Fr. Alia for declaring a public holiday to mark the president's visit, arguing that such an action contradicts the sober nature of the tragedy that befalls the state. Recall that armed gunmen believed to be militant herdsmen attacked Yelewata communities in Guma local government area of Benue State, opening fire on sleeping residents and setting homes and market stores ablaze. The attack claimed the lives of over 150 people, leaving many others wounded and displacing hundreds. It formed part of a wave of coordinated attack in Benue over the past 2 months, during which more than 200 people have been killed in what has been linked to disputes over land between farmers and pastoralists. In a post on his official X handle on Thursday, Obi decries the manner of the visit, noting that the president arrived in elaborate Agbada attire, unbefitting of the mourning atmosphere the occasion demanded.
I said this yesterday about how the governor of the Benue State actually arranged for the visit of the governor of the president, and I was thinking, that is this actually a condolence visit, or it's something that has
Just
to
want to go
be,
and show your face there.
just want to go and show. And imagine a school children that's supposed to be in school, or some of them has families in that
Cater for.
incident that happened, and then they lost a brother, a sister, a mother, or even a father in that incident, were asked to line up in their school uniform and wait for the president's visit. That is really a sad one. It does not even require a camera, a setup, a newsman, or whatever that is needed. This is a condolence, not some kind of a rally. And then you can imagine, it doesn't even come with the fact that this state you are going to just lost 200 lives on Friday night till Saturday, and then you are there trying to address the police army,
Police.
the security personnel. Why haven't they been arrested? Why haven't you said something for the past? How many months has this
It has
killing
been
been
going
going
on.
on? Is this when you have? Is it there you wanted to start fighting the security personnel? You said enough is enough, and then you went there, going there with some kind of how will I even say it? Well, I don't even know. The deeper you wanted to look into this whole thing, the more you feels like there's a whole lot that is going on here. A lot.
It's so sad. All right, let's move on. Association petition. Tinubu over deplorable condition over police facility, barracks. The African Association of Professional Freight Forwarders and Logistics of Nigeria (APFFLON) has petitioned President Bola Tinubu over the deplorable condition of the police facility and its barracks nationwide, especially the Camp Salam barracks in Lagos. The association also urged Tinubu to undertake a comprehensive reform of the Nigerian police by considering some key factors that could contribute to its welfare and effective policing. The letter dated May 15, 2025, with the reference number APFFLON HQNGP VOL 125, signed by the Otumba Frank, President APFFLON, said that the various police facilities were in appalling state and needed government attention. The association also copied the Chairman Senate Committee on Police Affairs, Inspector General of Police, AIG Maritime, AIG Zone 2 and AIG Zone 11 in the petition. According to Ogunnojimet, the ongoing challenge not only affected the well-being of our police officers but also had significant implications for public safety and trust in law enforcement across our nation. He declared that the deplorable facilities were a reflection of broader systemic issues plaguing the Nigeria police force in the country. According to the petitioners, many police officers lived in overcrowded and unhygienic conditions, lacking basic amenities such as clean water, functional sanitation, and adequate living space.
Well, I would not say that this has to be a petition that needed to be issued to the president for now, because this thing, if we're going to talk way back, this has been
Has been
going on
happening.
a long time. That's when you go into police barrack or even the army barrack, you see a lot of unhygienic environment, the way they dump waste bin,
Where they sleep,
where
in fact.
the room and everything is really not acceptable, and then it's really sad. You just wanted to look at it and imagine that how could a Nigerian security personnel, their barrack, be looking this tattered,
Dirty.
old buildings, some places are already collapsing and dilapidating and all that. And then it's not now that they wanted to petition President Tinubu. He has just been there for 2 years. There are some things that when you call him for, you know that, okay, this thing he hasn't done it. But I feels like calling is just calling his attention to him, that when he's on the seat, that he should at least
I
look
felt
at this.
the Benue killing stuff opened the eyes of everyone.
No, not about the Benue killing stuff. Like now that he was sitting, like you can just call him to eat and then let him find a figure to make this work and then rebuild the whole facility. Well, the one that I was talking about in Lagos, they says that some of the residents that was there needed to evacuate because they wanted to renovate it. And I thought that, oh, Nigeria is actually going to be working. But the next thing I hear that they says that it has been sold to a private company. Like, how would a police barrack be sold to a private police quarter be sold to a private company?
Company.
And that is sad. We are in Nigeria. Some of those things should not even come into existence. If it has to be taken every 5 years for renovation, it has to be taken. If the police are lacking in arms and proper training, the place they are staying should not be as the same, because they needed hygiene as well, proper drinking water, and the environment should be good. But this everything is just scattered, and you can't even differentiate from those that are living in the slum from those that are working from the government.
So sad.
It's really sad.
All right, thank you, viewers, for joining us today on the Breakfast Show. I've been your host, Busola. I hope you enjoyed today's program. Be sure to share, like, and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, bye.